Good morning. Today I'm going to go into why I love NextEra Energy Partners so much. So come along for my walk and we'll get into it, and hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Before I get into why I love NextEra Energy Partners so much, and before I get into the depths of the video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give me a like and make some comments. I love seeing so many people get involved. It's super cool. I also want to thank you guys. It's really nice seeing the channel grow so much. Really excited about it and appreciate all the support. The other thing is I'm going to put a couple links in the description on how to open an account with SoFi. If you guys deposit $25 or more, or $10 or more, they're going to give you a free $25 gift for doing that. I think there's other ways to get even more than that. And they're also going to give a gift to an account that I open with my son with them. He's 13 years old and he gets really excited about it, and it allows me to help teach him about the investing as well, which I think is super cool and something I really enjoy doing. So I find that really kind that you guys have been doing that. I want to say thank you for that as well. And now we'll get into the reasons why I like NextEra Energy Partners so much. So I'll start by explaining how the yield has changed over the price change. The stock's fallen from over $80 a share down to about 20. If you bought $10,000 worth of NextEra Energy Partners at $80 a share, that gives you 125 shares of the stock. At 86 cents a quarter, you multiply that by your 125 shares, you multiply that by 4 because it pays quarterly, you're getting $430 a year, which is just fine. Now, fast forward to what the stock has done and where it is today, and we're trading around $23 a share. Take that same $10,000 investment, buy it at $23 a share, you're getting 434 shares. So you're getting almost 4 times as much, about 3.5 times as much. Well, you multiply your 434 times 86 cents times 4 times a year, you're getting $1,492 now on that same investment, on the same company, with the same dividend. It's just a lower price now, so you get a better yield on your purchase. I don't think a whole lot has changed in the company. I think what's happened is they've changed how much they think that dividend is going to increase over the next year, and so on and so forth. So people have gotten upset and they've sold off the stock, and they probably pushed it a little too far. I'm excited about that move. I see it as an opportunity. Now, you guys need to do your own research, like I always say, and make your own financial decisions. Don't listen to me. But I'm going to go into some detail as well as to some other things I see going on with the stock. I also want to say happy Thanksgiving. Today is Thursday, November, I think it's the 23rd, but it's Thanksgiving Day. So I hope you guys are all doing something fun with your families. I'm out here in Northern California visiting my wife's aunt and uncle and her parents. Son has a super fun time with his grandparents. So it's kind of nice for us. Anyway, in the NextEra Energy Partners. So I like to watch stock price, and they actually had a question for me about what I mean when I say you get 15% return. So I wanted to explain that a little bit so everybody's on the same page and understands what I'm talking about. So NextEra Energy Partners, I want to say about 6 or 8 months ago, was trading around $80 a share. It started drifting and fell down to the high 40s for no apparent reason, and then the news came out a little later. So what the news shared was they didn't expect to be able to grow their dividend rate, meaning how quickly they were going to increase their dividend payments. What they were estimating at the time was a growth rate on the dividends of 12 to 15% per year. Well, they lowered that estimate to thinking that they only will be able to raise the dividend amount about 5 to 8% per year. The reason mainly is because interest rates had gone higher and their borrowing costs to expand went up because of that, which limits how much they can grow the dividend. Well, that caused the stock to fall from the mid 40s to the low 20s in a rather short amount of time. does cause some concern when you see a stock fall that much, but it also changed the dividend yield from 7 or 8% to about a 15% yield. So when I talk about getting 15% return on NextEra Energy Partners, what I'm referring to is the rate that their dividend is paying out. So the dividend, unless it gets changed, is a fixed payment. Right now, they're paying around 86 cents a share for NextEra Energy Partners. Well, at $23 and change, that's a 15% return on that payment. To me, if I'm getting 15% return on an investment, that's a really good return. Now, a dividend is not a guarantee. It can be lowered, it can be cut completely. There is no guarantee to the dividend. And again, like everything I suggest, you need to do your own research on the things that you want to own and buy. So in this case, I would suggest you do your own research as well and not just listen to me. Well, if they're able to raise their dividend at 5 to 8% going forward, and their finances don't have underlying problems that I'm not aware of, if I can get a 15% return that's growing at a 5 to 8% per year growth rate, well, not that I would do this because I'm not comfortable doing this on any investment. Really, I'd be tempted to put all of my money into something that could guarantee that. Obviously, they can't guarantee it. And I don't work for the company. I don't know enough about the inner workings and what's going on to feel comfortable to put all my money into something. But if I could guarantee the things that they're sharing are accurate, I would want to invest in that. The other thing is, they were working on selling their gas pipelines. So they do solar, wind, and gas. And they wanted to go to 100% renewable and sell the gas pipelines. They hadn't been able to find buyers at what they considered reasonable prices. But recently, I think just a few weeks ago, they went into contract with Kinder Morgan, who's going to likely be taking over those gas pipelines, and offered what they felt like was a fair price. Well, if they do that, it's going to raise a lot of cash. Now, it's supposed to close in March or April, so they have the rest of the year and the first quarter of next year to do their due diligence and make sure that everything makes sense. But the fact that they legitimately went into contract is a big step. So if that goes through, NextEra Energy Partners will be able to raise a lot of cash to either pay off the debt that the rates are higher on now or continue to expand, and I think potentially grow that dividend at a faster rate. Now, obviously, I don't know. I'm not banking on that. Really, deep down, I just hope the information that they've put out in the public is correct and that there aren't any underlying issues. My thought is when they cut the rate of increases, people who own the stock panic because it had already fallen already and it's been oversold, and it creates an opportunity for a bargain for somebody like me to get in now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm willing to make that bet. And actually, I made it bigger than I normally do, and part of why I say I love the company. I hope it didn't bother you guys too much bouncing around from sitting here to going on my walk to sitting here. I had so much trouble today. I went to go record. I got halfway through the video. I found out that the volume stopped for some reason halfway through. Then I started doing it again, and then the phone died on me. So I'm finishing up here and have a little bit of bouncing around. So, big disclaimer, I would not do this. But if I were comfortable and thought that NextEra's information was accurate, or NextEra Energy Partners, and I knew that I could get that dividend payment going forward at raising up at 5 to 8% per year, my God, I'd want to put pretty much all my money into that and take that type of return. It's an incredible opportunity. That being said, I'm never comfortable enough with one stock. I don't work there. I don't have any insight or inside information that makes me feel comfortable that it's a guarantee. Dividends aren't a guarantee, stocks aren't a guarantee. But what I think is, if things settle down and the information is accurate, what I really think is you'll see the stock price drift up again until the mid 30s, mid 40s, where that actual return makes sense to what today's returns are. I mean, if you're getting 6, 7, 8% return on something, I think that's really reasonable in today's market, where Treasury or a CD or something is getting closer to 5%. And maybe you can get a little bit more in a company like NextEra Energy Partners. Now, basically, what they do, if they're able to sell that gas pipeline and be able to go 100% renewable like they'd like, they're going to create energy off of their solar and their wind. They sell it to NextEra Energy, who's the energy company for Florida. And I really don't see much of that changing or going anywhere. I just think the price has gotten so low that it makes it attractive to me. This is not some home run that's going to make you $1 million. Like, I just see it as a good long-term investment, unless, again, if the information's bad, I always worry that something could be going on that they haven't shared. But I really think here it just is a good opportunity on something that's oversold. So my Thanksgiving guess as to where I'd put a good investment is NextEra Energy Partners. I really like this company, and I'm really bullish on it. I bought some myself. When it went up, I got excited. When it fell back down, I actually bought a little bit more, and put on a bigger amount than I normally would, because my hope is, like, even if the stock goes up into the 40s, I feel like I've locked in a 15% return. It'll just be a confirmation that that dividend is secure and there aren't more problems going on. That's what I hope for. And then I can rely on those dividends, and hopefully they grow at 5% or so going forward, for the next rest of my life, for the next, 20, 30 years, hopefully, unless some bus comes by and knocks me over on one of those walks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on NextEra Energy Partners or any of the others, by all means, make a comment. I've loved the communication. Again, I'm excited that I've seen the channel grow. It's exceeded my expectations, and I'm kind of happy about that. Um, Chime in. Do me a favor if you haven't already. I'll repeat it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. That helps YouTube's algorithm. It picks up that you're enjoying it and it shares it with other people. So hopefully they find the information interesting as well. So have a great Thanksgiving. Give a hug to your family and friends, and talk to you tomorrow probably.